Hello my lovelies and welcome to the 1st of August and of course the pagan ceremony of Lammas. So Lammas is a time, it was actually a time when we would give thanks to the god of Lur. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but basically it's the celebration of the first harvest, and it's a time period where we usually bake bread. It's a time period where we usually give thanks for the first of our kind of crops as we're moving into that sort of shift of harvest festival. So it's a really, really magical sort of time. So if you are wanting to celebrate this, you may decide to sort of do some bread making today, and you may decide to sort of put some of those on your altar. I'm extremely lazy, so I won't be, even though I've got a lovely potential sort of way of cooking bread and everything, I'm just so lazy, I haven't got time. So I will probably go down to the local village shop and maybe sort of see what posh breads they have available, and I might treat myself later on today. But however and whatever you want to celebrate it, and you might not want to celebrate it at all, and that's also fine. But yeah, so August time already, guys, can't believe it. Because everything is still boxed up, I'm still going through stuff at the moment. I'm going to be working this month still with tarot, but just with my everyday tarot as opposed to my other sort of Areeful Visions tarot, which I usually use in these videos, just because I haven't got it close to hand. It's still in a box somewhere and I've yet to discover where they are. And we'll follow through with a cheeky witch's rune. So let's see what this month holds, what it has in store. So as ever, we'll look at the, what will we look at? We will look at any kind of opportunities, any obstacles and any lessons, and see what we need to know about for August time. Okay, so channeling the cards for the highest of good. Let's just have a cheeky little look and see what's coming up for us here. Oops, two have come out together. Well, that's really interesting. Okay, and one more for good luck. And then, like I say, we'll follow through with a conclusion, witch's rune, just to end. Oops, okay. Interesting stuff coming out here. Okay. So as we're kind of going into the first card, then we're going into opportunities. We're going into the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is a constant sort of wheel which turns and flows, and sometimes the wheel can move very fast. Sometimes it can sort of feel like life is getting the better of us. Sometimes the wheel moves quite slow and we feel like, everything's a bit sluggish around us. Now, because this is coming in as opportunities, this is sort of seeking teachings, learnings and wisdoms. So some of you this month may embark on courses. I know some of you guys are in my digital circle, and for those that are, you're doing absolutely amazing. I know some of you have also signed up to my tarot workshop, which again is amazing for those that are doing that. The wheel is all about sort of intaking information, it's learning, it's sort of digesting, it's moving forward. So some of you this month may sort of push yourself out of your comfort zone. Certainly there may be some sort of seeking of teachings, of learnings, of knowledge. That might be from a spiritual place, but it might also be from more of a practical, everyday to day sort of piece, or in other sort of areas of your world. It could be to do more with work, perhaps in the beauty industry, sort of apprenticeships. It could be anything. But this month, it's about sort of stepping out of your comfort zone and intaking wisdoms, teachings, learnings, and applying that into your physical world. So it's a really, really interesting time. Also with a fortune, if you feel like you've been sort of down and out, if you feel like you've had a bit of bad luck, this is suggesting and saying that good luck is going to start coming in for you. So literally fortune is going to turn for the better. So the snake to the side is shedding old layers of skin that no longer serve you, ready to embark, ready to embrace on a new beginning, a new adventure, a new space and time. So all quite exciting stuff there, actually. So interesting. Now, as we're going into any obstacles, we're going into the Seven of Cups. Don't lose your head this month, guys. Seven of Cups is sometimes feeling a little bit overwhelmed. It's feeling sometimes a little bit taken aback by energy around us. And basically, sometimes we can feel quite confused. So if opportunities come in here, don't try and sort of achieve everything at once. Try to do one thing and do it well rather than doing several things. So it could be that there are several opportunities that might become available, but be a bit careful, be a bit cautious. Don't overdo the workload there. So keep it on your terms, on your formats. Okay, so what's really, really important with this is to not get kind of confused, to not get overwhelmed by anything. Because the Seven of kind of Cups can sometimes create confusion. It can just feel like we're a bit out of depth with something. And sometimes we can be spreading ourselves too thin. Sometimes we can just be too readily available to too many types of experience. And that's probably why it comes in as an obstacle or a bit of a blockage card. There's also a feeling here about being careful, being cautious. Pay attention to those people around you. Make sure the experiences and the types of energy that you're committing to are genuine, okay? Because at the top here, we've got this sort of snake, we've got a mask, and we've got a female. And, you know, sometimes that can indicate a level of deceit or deception, or things just not quite as they seem. So just be a bit careful, be a bit cautious. Have your psychic wits about you a little bit this month as we move forward, okay? Just to keep everything safe. And your lessons card, we're going into the energy of the world. The world will continue to turn, a bit like the Wheel of Fortune. So basically, you know, don't seek the problems, don't stay stuck as the victim. Move past that, take whatever teachings, whatever learnings, whatever experiences happen, but try not to allow it to tarnish or hinder your world too much, because the world is big, the world is huge, and the world is wanting to be explored at the moment as well. So this is a great time to harness and start to really live your best life. Now, if you think of obviously what the energy of Lammas is about, this makes complete sense for the world to be coming in, because, you know, as we sort of embark on that first harvest, it's almost saying get out there, sort of create and sort of bring about the positive changes to almost harvest your physical and experience, you know, your physical and spiritual experiences of this world. That kind of goes hand in hand. So I actually think that's quite interesting that we've got the world there as terms of lessons. Definitely. So that's quite interesting stuff, actually. It's making me smile. Let's finish with a cheeky little witch's rune and see what that has to conclude and say for us at this time. So channeling the witch's runes for the highest of good. Oh, that's just popped into me. Do you know, I'm getting fed up of seeing this bloody rune. We're going into the energy of the moon again. This is, I think, a massive awakening. This is a massive time of transformation for so many people. And I do think with this continuous theme of the moon, we are continuing to clear, to cleanse, to release energies around us. I know a lot of people I've been talking to have been going through that stuff. So the moon is still working on that vibration. So I know that I keep pulling this out a lot in the sort of Facebook card reveals and on the Monday lives, but I think it's still saying that it's there. And I think because this is on such a collective scale, so the moon is exposing, it's revealing, and it's kind of getting rid of anything underhanded, unsort of wanted, but also the moon is about illumination. So past these negative cycles or these negative experiences, the moon is wanting to fully charge us back up. Now, it kind of does make sense with the obstacles card here, because if this is something that we may sort of find ourselves in or going through, the moon is still revealing some of these things, and some of these things are perhaps having to be picked apart, worked through, digested, to continue the sort of teachings, the learnings, the understandings of the life wheel, the life cycle, and continuing to invest and sort of be the best in your world and the best experiences your world has to offer. So it kind of makes sense, but it feels a bit exhausting that we're still in that kind of energy. And I think we're going to be in that energy for a while, but don't fear it, don't sort of rebel against it, just try to embrace it, because the quicker whatever the moon is sort of having to sort out for you, the quicker you can learn that and sort of just work with that, the easier your world ultimately will end up becoming. So this is almost trying to take care of this, really. They work hand in hand. So I hope you can make sense of this. So just to briefly recap, seek the teachings, the learnings, the lessons, you know, put yourself out there, learn new skills, new ideas, new bits and pieces, but be selective. Don't sort of say yes to everything. Pick and choose what you really feel connected to, okay? Because some people want to do everything at once, and that doesn't always work. Be a bit careful, be a bit cautious where you're feeding your energy. Really be mindful of your inputs and your outputs this month. You know, look at what you're getting, what you're giving, and the energies, the behaviors around you. That's really, really important to avoid anything unnecessary. And kind of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Your world can still survive, you know, after any sort of setbacks or limitations or dramatic energy that might have sort of happened. Keep shining, keep vibing in your own way. The world also is a close of certain cycles, the beginnings of something new. So it goes back to this here. They're both turning in the same direction. And the moon, clear, cleanse, reset, and keep shining your absolute best light into this world. So I hope you can make sense of this. I'm going to leave it with you. Stay safe, stay well, stay fabulous, and I'll catch up with some of you throughout this month very soon. Love and blessings. Bye for now.